Coming up on a postseason special edition of Sports Paws, the men's and women's basketball team head to Atlantic City, New Jersey to try and bring a MAC championship home to Hamden.
And it's playoff time all around Quinnipiac sports as the men's ice hockey team takes on the RPI Engineers in the ECAC hockey quarterfinals. Can they earn their ticket back to Placid again?
Plus, we take a look at the top plays of the men's and women's basketball season. How many Sports Center moments will be featured?
All the action from the hardwood and the ice coming up on Playoff Sports Paws starting right now.
Welcome into Studio 125 for a special postseason edition of Sports Paws. My name is Anthony Rossi, joined by Beckett Calkins. Beckett, are you ready to kick this one off?
I'm thrilled, Rossi. Let's jump right into it.
Alrighty, so the men's basketball team entered the MAC tournament as the 1 seed matched up against the 9-seeded Canisius Golden Griffins in the quarterfinals. Alright, so like I mentioned, it's men's basketball season and it's Quinnipiac versus Canisius in the first round of the MAC tournament. Tip-off is won by Canisius, and it is on. First half action, Alexis Reyes passes the Reyes Sunshine to Matt Blanc. He'll hit that three and go to the line and complete the 4-point play right there with a nice free throw. On the next play, it's Amari Tice with a huge block right there. He'll get the ball up to Savion Lewis, who pushes it over to Matt Blanc again. He'll get the drive, he'll get fouled, and it's Paul Otieno right there finishing off. Blanc again drives to the rack. Otieno will finish this one right there, and the Bobcats will go up into the half. Second half play, Amari Tice, big steal, sends it up to Savion Lewis for the open lay. And then it's Canisius' turn on the offense. It's Cam Polisi who will get the ball over to Trey Dinkins right here. Top of the arc, splash. Easy three there. Bobcats with some nice ball movement right here. And it will eventually find Amari Tice in the corner to close it out. Another swisher right there. 72-52 was the final score. And they will play either the winner of Ryder or St. Peter's on Friday, March 15th.
After advancing to the semifinals, Quinnipiac took on St. Peter's in a rematch from 2022 when the Peacocks not only eliminated the Bobcats and won the MAC, but became the first 15 seed to ever make the Elite Eight. Quinnipiac Bobcats, St. Peter's Peacocks in the 2024 MAC Tournament semifinals. Look at the Quinnipiac fans who traveled down to New Jersey to watch their team compete for a bid in the MAC championship game. It's do or die time for the Bobcats as we're jumping the final 3 minutes of this one. Corey Washington, layup in traffic, puts his Peacocks up by 7, but Blanc is trying to put the Bobcats on his back as he drills 2 free throws to cut the deficit to 5. The following possession, Blanc drives into the paint, lefty finish, no good. Offensive rebound there by Paul Otieno, and eventually Blanc is going to get one to go. Look at that strong drive, finished with the right hand, and it's just a 3-point deficit now. Over on the Peacock side, Brett Bland misses the acrobatic layup, which gives the Bobcats a chance. They inbound this one to Blanc. His turning fadeaway jumper rims out, but it's going to stay with the Bobcats. Now, a great play here down low. Blanc posts up defender and cannot get that one to go, but once again, it's going to be Bobcats basketball out of timeout. Look at this play, down by 3, and Blanc makes it a tie game. Splash. Look at that shot from Matt Blanc. We'll see that one again later, but it's tied up 60-60. Now the Peacocks trying to prevent this one from going into overtime. It's going to be Roy Clark going past Matt Blanc here, but he can't get that finish to go over Paul Otieno, and Mohamed Sow is there on the glass, tipping that in. Look at the celebration for the Peacocks as they defeat the Bobcats. Second look here, Sow crashing the glass, no box out, and he gets it to go just in time after officials review. He got it off, and it's going to be 62-60. St. Peter's advances.
Well, we butchered the play, by the way. There was supposed to be a back screen and a whole other thing that happened, but we didn't do that. But it was supposed to be in Roy's hands, and he was supposed to get the shot. His senior year, kid's giving me everything he got. I just wanted to give him an opportunity to, be a hero, or we're going to be tough enough to win it in overtime.
The Bobcats tournament run ends in the semifinals as St. Peter's would win it 62-60. Belong and So each with 15 points. After the hard-fought loss against St. Peter's, men's basketball beat reporter Keith Savage has more on what went wrong for Quinnipiac.
Sometimes in Atlantic City, you have to take a gamble, and the St. Peter's Peacocks did exactly that as they defeated the Bobcats 62-60 as losing the team twice in the regular season.
It's how challenging it is to beat a good team 3 times in one season. You know, we wrote the number 65 on the board and said if we get 65 points or better, we'll win the game tonight, because so much of it was about pace of play.
When you have beat the team twice, it's important that you come in with even more energy and more focus. They came hungry, and we didn't match it.
In the Bobcats' 2 wins against the Peacocks in the regular season, the team scored over 84 points both times. On Friday, Quinnipiac finished with 60 points, and MAC Defensive Player of the Year, Latrell Reed, knows why today was a big difference.
The tone from the beginning, and that was just with our defense. Literally, we didn't care about scoring. We wanted to win the game 2-0, and I mean that.
Quinnipiac head coach Tom Pecora had a similar reason why the team couldn't find any success on the offensive side.
I think early on in the game, we just never really got any flow offensively. And they had a lot to do with that. You know, their ability to defend on the basketball is exceptional. I think that was the difference maker.
St. Peter's head coach Bashir Mason's game plan worked against Sharm, and he got exactly what he wanted in this winner-or-go-home matchup in the MAC tournament.
We wanted to play them in the 60s, and we knew 30 was the number. So, they were scoring. They shot a really good percentage in the first half, 45%. But during the timeouts, our guys kept looking at the score, saying, "Hey, this is exactly what we want. It's going our way. Just stay the course. Just stay the course."
We will have to wait until the 2024-25 season to see the Quinnipiac Bobcats face off against the Peacocks one more time. Reporting from Q30 Sports, I'm Keith Savage.
Thanks again, Keith. He'll be joining us in a little bit. Now, after defeating the Bobcats 62-60, let's see if St. Peter's could finish the job. First, on the other side of the bracket, Fairfield beat Marist to advance to the MAC championship, setting up Peacocks versus Stags in the title game. St. Peter's would beat Fairfield 68-63 to advance to the second NCAA tournament in the past 3 years, eliminating the Bobcats in each of those seasons. The Peacocks drew the 15 seed once again and will face 2-seeded Tennessee in the round of 64 on Thursday night. Now, like I said, Keith Savage is now joining us on desk. Now, Keith, what went wrong for the Bobcats this year?
It was mainly the St. Peter's games where it all went wrong. You got to go straight off the defense. The defense that St. Peter's played was a problem for Quinnipiac. In the first 2 games, they had over 80 points in the feet of St. Peter's by double digits. In that game, 60 points is on. You can't play like that. It was also, the Coach Mason talked about in the press conferences, they tagged Savion Lewis and they wanted Savion Lewis to become a scorer. And they did exactly that. Matt Belong struggled with 5 for 19. Never a game you really want to see for your MAC Player of the Year. They really were attacking Savion Lewis in general on defense in the post and making him a scorer, and you could tell as, again, 60 points.
So, Keith, what's the outlook like for the Bobcats going forward?
I think it's mainly building around Amari Tice. That's the guy, all MAC second team. He's a talented player. Matt Belong, he's gone. Savion Lewis still might have extra year eligibility. He's trying to get that granted, but it sounds like in the press conference that was his last real game for Quinnipiac. So it's going to be building around Amari Tice. He's a talented player. You might not have him after the next season. He's just really good. Amari Tice is going to be a future MAC Player of the Year if he stays with this team. Overall, you just have to build around him because he doesn't really have any key weakness. He's a decent three-point shot. Heck, he can improve that over time, but just a great defender. Could have won MAC Defensive Player of the Year just this season. Just missed out of that. And also just a good enough scorer. Average double digits, just a really talented player.
And speak a little bit about the legacy of guys like Savion Lewis and Matt Belong, but what they've left so far. Not quite over yet.
Yeah.
We'll preview that in a minute. But what they've done in a Bobcats.
Yeah, Matt Belong, you could put him down arguably as a top 5 player in Quinnipiac history in basketball. He's most likely, like I said, the season's not done. He could get the most points in the Division I Quinnipiac history. So we'll wait to see how it goes. And Savion Lewis also one of the greatest seasons ever passed in Quinnipiac 17. Both of them are going to go down as probably convict legends.
And then, Keith, we also have some young players on the Bobcats. Looking forward, who's one young player, real quick, that you think could take another step forward?
I think Rahard Tavavers is really going to be a talented player. I think him getting injured a little bit kind of helps out Quinnipiac's fear, but I think he's going to take another big step and going to be one of the lead 3-point shooters in this conference.
All right, thanks, Keith. The season isn't quite over for the Bobcats on the hardwood. Quinnipiac has accepted an invitation to the CBI tournament in Daytona, Florida next weekend. The Bobcats will take on the Evansville Purple Aces on Sunday, March 24th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be Quinnipiac's first postseason tournament since 2019. Under previous rules, the Bobcats would have clinched the bid to the NIT tournament after winning the MAC regular season title. Evansville finished 6-14 in the Missouri Valley Conference and owns a 16-17 overall record after losing to Drake in the MVC tournament. But we've got to pay the bills with a commercial break, but when we come back, the women's basketball team kicked off their tournament run against the St. Peter's Peacocks, looking to grab a win in Atlantic City after falling short in the quarterfinals last year. We'll see how they perform.
And on the women's side of the bracket, we'll see who will be dancing in March. Don't go anywhere. Sports Paws will be right back. Welcome back to Sports Paws. The women's basketball team hit the hardwood in Atlantic City to take on the St. Peter's Peacocks. Now, like I mentioned, Quinnipiac versus St. Peter's in the opening round of the MAC tournament, 7 versus 10. The Bobcats or the Peacocks will play Niagara next, whoever wins. On to the second quarter. Ella O'Donnell gets this one inside, gets the layup, and they go into the half up 9. Now in the fourth quarter, Paige Girardi drives to the rack. Nice layup right there from Girardi. Now it's St. Peter's on the rush drive, and they will make it and tie it at 54. Girardi, chance to win it. She'll miss it. This game will go to overtime.
Foley wanted the ball in that last
Absolutely.
possession.
Now it's the Ava Seleni show in overtime. Bang. Nice three-pointer there. Another swisher right here from Seleni. You know the first-year sensation's got to do it again back-to-back. And at the end of the game, it would come down to free throws. LaBarge missed that one right there. Gives St. Peter's a chance. They look. Carson Martin gets fouled. She'll go to the line now. She'll miss one of them, make the other one. But St. Peter's again on the offense. Corner 3 won't go. Rebound off to Ella O'Donnell. Now she'll head to the line. She'll miss both, and St. Peter's will get the rebound and another chance on offense. One last hope. They throw up the ball, and it will go out of bounds. Paige LaBarge puts the dagger in the Peacocks' heart, and they will slay the Peacocks up 5 and will win in overtime, 68-63.
In the quarterfinals, the Bobcats drew the 2-seed Niagara Purple Eagles, a team Quinnipiac took to overtime twice in the regular season. They say third time is the charm. We'll see if that'll be the case for the women's basketball team as they take on Niagara in the MAC tournament. All-MAC second-teamer Anna Foley getting ready for this big-time matchup, trying to extend the Bobcats season. Unfortunately for her, she struggled mightily in this one, shooting just 1 of 6 from the field, good for just 2 points. That's her lowest point total of the season. Let's jump right into the first quarter now. 3 minutes in, it's Sage Glover right there giving Niagara the 4-2 lead. A little later on in that corner, Paige Girardi finds Ella O'Donnell down low for the lay-in. It's 8-6 now, Bobcats, but Niagara had the last word as Ari Hicks there sizes up Seleni for the step-back jumper, beating the buzzer, 16-13, Purple Eagles after 1. Not much action in the second quarter as Foley turns it over and Strong gets the transition
Full
layup
court press
to go.
is deadly.
31 points off 35 turnovers there, Anthony. As we see here again, a steal by Aaliyah Parker, turning into 2 points on the other end. It's 24-17 at the half. Now, third quarter, the game is heating up as Grace LaBarge drives in for the and 1 to cut the lead to 4. But now later on in that corner, Strong puts in a second chance bucket. Niagara back up by 5. LaBarge is not letting up, knocking down the corner 3. It's 32-28 Niagara, but Strong once again is going to try and respond here. It's going to be a second chance basket there for Strong as she kept her foot on the gas pedal, and Ari Hicks would put the nail in the Bobcats' coffin, hitting the pull-up jumper here with 9 minutes to go. Let's take a look at that. Look at that finish there by Hicks.
Nice shot by Hicks.
Carson Martin trying to do everything she can with the corner 3. She drills that, but to no avail as Niagara was up by 16. It would end up winning this one pretty easily over the Bobcats by a final score of 70-56. Strong and Martin each with 20 and 15 respectively. Despite the loss, it was still a valuable tournament showing for the young program. Q30's Brittany Braun-Lieben has more on the future of the team.
On Wednesday, in the second round of the MAC tournament, the Quinnipiac Bobcats lost to the Niagara Purple Eagles with the score of 70-56. Even though this was a tough loss for the Bobcats, the lessons they learned here in Atlantic City will help them grow in the next season.
One thing we said in the locker room was that how dangerous we're going to be the next year and 3 years. we are very young, so we have a lot of growth, and we don't have very much experience in AC or in a season for that matter. But I think as we go on and we continue to practice and we continue to work outside of just school ball, and I think we're going to be very, very successful, and I think we have a lot ahead of us.
And also, Coach said in the locker room, getting that one win under our belt in AC is going to propel us forward. And then also, I mean, it sucks, but having that loss, having this feeling kind of sit in our chest for a little bit is going to propel us forward for next year.
Head coach Trisha Fabry also talked about how this could help in the upcoming years.
But the experience was, it's learning on the job that what these young ladies were doing. So, I think it shows moments of real toughness and mental toughness that we have, and then physically, let's stay healthy. But it's a great moment to jump off and build for next season.
Fabry also explained how she's seen this team grow into their own identity.
Our playing identity is one that wasn't fully developed, because I think our best identity was our resiliency and handling the challenges of not being, having a roster that was pretty set. I mean, we went down, we had 4 players play a total in the roster, 20 games in the conference. So I think it was really our mental toughness moments all season long, their ability to adapt, to learn on the job with this young team, and really come ready to play, to win. And I think that's been the best identity of this team to have, to really show their perseverance, their resilience.
Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Brittany Brown-Lieben.
Thank you, Brittany. Now, with the Bobcats' run coming to an end at the hands of Niagara, let's see who took home the crown in the MAC. And it was the number 5 ranked Fairfield Stags who were the crowned queens of the MAC. They clinched their second MAC title in 3 seasons in an overtime thriller, 70-62. Fairfield came back from down 11 at the half to tie the game and dominated the overtime to clinch the title. The Stags will clinch the NCAA tournament game on a 29-game win streak, and they drew the 13 seed in yesterday's selection show. They'll play the 4 seed Indiana in the first round. After the break, we're hitting the ice. The men's ice hockey team hosted RPI in the ECAC hockey quarterfinal series. Which squad secured their spot to the semifinals in Lake Placid?
Plus, we're highlighting the top 5 basketball plays of the season. We've got some Sports Center moments coming up that you won't want to miss.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. Thank you for sticking with us. The ECAC Hockey Conference announced their all-conference team for the 2023-24 regular season last week. Mason Marcellus was named to the ECAC All-Rookie team after his great 30-point campaign in his first year. Senior goalie Vinny Duplessis was named to the All-ECAC third team whilst recording an 18-5-2 record between the pipes for the Bobcats this year. Duplessis stacked up a .917 save percentage and a 1.96 goals against average. 2 Bobcats were named to the All-ECAC Hockey second team, those being Sam Lipkin and Jacob Quillen. Lipkin racked up 14 goals and 18 shots on goal. And the other 2 players were Colin Graff and Jaden Lee on the first team, as Colin Graff is named to the Hobie Baker list as one of the big cameras.
With all the conference awards out of the way, the Bobcats now take on the RPI Engineers in ECAC hockey quarterfinals for Game 1. The Bobcats came out of the game with a strong 5-1 victory over RPI. Taking on the first game of the series, 10 different Bobcats recorded points in the win, including the team having 5 different goal scorers on all 5 of the goals. Mason Marcellus highlighted the Bobcats' performance, recording 3 assists and on the team's goal, and after the game talked about Jacob Quillen.
Yeah, I mean, he was a beast. Like, it's so different playing with him than anyone else, just because he goes into a corner, it's going to come out to you. He's just he's like a Greek god out there. Like, his statue is crazy. You guys should see this guy. It's crazy. But I don't know. It's awesome playing with him. I love it. No complaints from me.
Nothing needs to be said. It's Game 2 of the series between RPI and Quinnipiac. So let's get right into it. See who can get a trip back to Placid. Now the Bobcats looking to return back to Placid in Game 2 of the series against RPI, and they will clinch this trip as these guys are hyped up. It's Jacob Quillen, bobblehead night, so you already know he's got to pop off in this game. Let's get right into the second period. Jacob Quillen will take a shot but it is saved on the rebound, and it will go to Andon Serbone right here. He'll put it right by Jack Watson for the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great finish there by Serbone, and the Bobcats look pretty dominant in this one.
Yeah, next play right here. This will go over to CJ McGee. He'll miss this shot right here. It'll come over to Cooper Moore. He'll dish it to Anthony Cipollone. Gets on the one leg for that celly. It's 2-0 Bobcats. What a celly by Sippy. Then shot comes from the blue line. Right here, it's downtown. Laurie Surti putting that one right by Vinny Duplessis. And then again, RPI tying it up here. It's Nashville Predators draft pick Sutter Mazzotti deking around and scoring, jumping against the boards. He's hyped after that one. It'll be 2-2 after 2 periods of play. Third period now, the Bobcats have it. Slot pass, Serbone, clap, bomb, score. 3-2 in the lead are the Bobcats. Now RPI with possession on a rush with the goalie pulled. This puck will eventually find Andon Serbone. He'll skate it up right here. He'll find Jacob Quillen. He'll tack on the empty netter on his bobblehead night. You know he had to pop off in this game. And who doesn't love some Colin Graff action to end off the game? He'll tack on another empty netter as the Bobcats will earn a sweep and beat the RPI Engineers 5-2. Andon Serbone capped off the evening with 2 goals and 1 assist.
After sweeping the Engineers, here's how the ECAC hockey bracket is shaping up for the semifinals in Lake Placid next week. The Bobcats will play the number 7 St. Lawrence Saints after their upset sweep of number 3 Colgate in the quarterfinals. On the other side of the bracket are Ivy League rivals Cornell and Dartmouth. The semis will take place on March 22nd, and the finals will be on March 23rd. Quinnipiac has not won the White Lock Cup since 2016 and will seek an auto bid for the NCAA tournament at the Olympic Center this weekend.
The men's ice hockey team had a Jacob Quillen bobblehead giveaway, like I mentioned, and the first 2,000 fans at the team's game on Saturday. Men's ice hockey beat reporter Gage Kilborn has more.
In the NCAA, there are various ways for a student athlete to show off and build their legacy. And for Jacob Quillen, a member of the Quinnipiac men's ice hockey team, he did that last season to help lead the Bobcats to the national title. Now tonight, the Bobcats are able to honor and support what he was able to accomplish for the school by giving away these bobbleheads for the first 2,000 fans in honor of his accomplishment.
So in the past, we've had bobbleheads of both Trish and Grand and also one of Boomer, so we wanted to find a way to kind of celebrate the national championship in a more special way and something that fans can take home aside from the replica banner. And during Brainstorm, we thought what better way to celebrate than to reenact and recreate Quilly's celebration from the game-winning goal. So it kind of just developed from there in design, and it came out perfectly.
The fan reaction to the bobblehead release was immaculate, as fans were lined up an hour before doors were even open, as they eagerly wanted to be a part of the history.
So a lot of people didn't know it was coming. We kind of kept it really under wraps. And once the social media blasts went out and once the email blasts went out, all of a sudden, because people know I'm working here, I got texts and texts of texts. People were like, what? There's bobbleheads. Everyone was freaking out and just really wanted to have a part of a national championship celebration in their homes, in their offices, or whatever it would be.
Needless to say, the 2023 Frozen Four MOP was beyond honored for the school to do something like this as a way to recognize the team's achievement.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor to have a whole night dedicated to me and my teammates there, and I'm thankful that we could do this stuff. It means a lot to me, and then, you know, if the fans enjoy it, and good for them. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that I could play here at Quinnipiac in front of all those people, and glad that they get one of these.
The Bobcats look to make new memories this season as they travel to Lake Placid with hopes of claiming their second White Lock Cup. For Q30 Sports, I'm Gage Kilborn.
Hockey guys, so I had to get my own Jacob Quillen bobblehead, but for this show, we're doing something special for the basketball lovers. Why don't you tell us what we got cooked up?
Yeah, I mean, it's the top 5 basketball plays of the year. It's March Madness season. It should be fun. Let's get right into it. They're locked and loaded. Starting off, it's Bobcats against Stags, Quinnipiac and Fairfield. Amari Tice chucks this one up at the buzzer and hits it to go at the end of the first half. Look at the replay. Deep, falling down, and sends that one home.
Well,
Quinnipiac
Beckett
lost the game, though.
I'm going to top that play. In Fairfield, we got play number 4. Belongs to the rack. What a layup for the game-winning bucket. We got another low angle right here. What a layup by Matt Belonk.
Belonk's a great player, but not just on offense. Look at this defensive play. Chase down block. Matt Belonk sends that one off the backboard, and he hits his head there, actually on the backboard, on the block. Look at that.
Stop with the Matt Belonk show. We got Ava Slunny pulling up from Narnia at the half-court swisher right there. What a shot by the first-year sensation.
You think I'm done with the Matt Belonk show? Not quite. We already saw this once. Look at that. Corner three to tie it up. Bang. Out of the timeout. Beautiful play. He converts the shot. The Bobcats lost the game, but that is big time.
What a shot by Matt Belonk. And with that, this episode of Sports Paws comes to an end. Thank you to the producing staff and everyone working hard behind the scenes to make this show possible.
Follow us on social media at Q30 Sports and stay up to date on our website at Q30TV.com. He's Anthony Rossi. I'm Becky Calkins. Thanks for tuning in, Bobcats.
Cancer is not only a battle for the patients, but for the families and communities around them. A Mission for Matt since 2015 has been helping set a prime example on how these families and communities can not only fundraise, but also support and have people come together to rally around the cancer patients and create more hope for the cancer community as a whole. Started from a pamphlet at Dana-Farber Hospital by his sister, Matt Bueno, as a family man, teacher, and survivor, continues to be inspired by his family's fundraiser.
It brings me back to just a couple months after I was diagnosed. When I first found out that I got diagnosed, I shared it with all of the family because we are super supportive of each other, and I knew that that would be the best way to get through it. And so I think it just gives me a reminder that everybody is there in support and willing to do whatever is necessary.
The brains of the operation, Matt's sister Debbie, has also expressed her gratitude to the community support around the family's fundraising efforts.
We never encountered such a challenging diagnosis before within the family. The support that I received from the infancy of creating the fundraiser has just been phenomenal, overwhelming, and fills me with gratitude that I only need to ask for help and my family doesn't question. They just step up and say, "Yes, how can I help you?"
While Debbie expands her fundraising knowledge throughout the tri-state area, supporting a patient's community has reached the national stage at conferences with the International Myeloma Foundation.
The burden of living with the chronic disease, the emotional aspect of it. In fact, there was a breakout session today. There was one that was only for patients, and there was another one that was for caregivers. Now that's remarkable, right? Because everybody wants to take care of their loved ones, but that takes a toll on you as well. As a caregiver, you have your own complex emotions, and it's really, really good to have a platform where you can air that and you can get insight into that.
The Bueno family will soon present a research grant in Matt's name of over $100,000 to the IMF following 5 local fundraisers as the organization continues their mission of improving the lives of patients while researching for a cure. For Q30 Television, I'm James Bueno. The Quinnipiac softball team finished with a 20-win season for the first time since 2018, and head coach Hillary Smith was extremely proud of the growth that her team's culture has made.
It's huge. That was one of the goals we set out forth, was to get to 20 wins this year. I mean, maybe we're reaching, but we just said we want to get to 30 next year. And, I think every year we're just getting better, and we had 2 goals, and unfortunately we didn't get one of them, but we did hit the other. So we feel like we left the program better than we found it, and the girls already know they're going to work really hard this summer, so we could just come into the fall, be ready to go, and just have the best fall we've had in a long time.
Despite not hitting their second goal and making the MAC tournament, assistant coach Mandy Perez was also proud of the team's culture.
I think it means we're just heading in the right direction, we're on the right path, and we just have to make sure that anybody that's coming in, whether they're first years, we find transfers, and even our returners know we just set the tone for what we want to do here and what we want to do for QU softball.
Hillary Smith additionally noted how important it is to keep the culture that her team has built standing and growing.
Keep talking about the culture that we've already instilled. You know, I think that's been the hard part. It's been a new coach trying to do things a new way, and just trying to kind of change the culture. And there's kind of been a little headbutting along the way, but I'm just so proud of them and how far we've come and how much that they trust me and that they've bought into it.
The Bobcats finished their season on the losses to Ryder, but remain positive for the future of the program. For Q30 Sports, I'm James Bueno.